What is going on, guys? It's Lando from the Snap coming at you with the live start sits today for week 6. Thanks for coming in, everyone. We appreciate you. And either way, I'm here by myself, working it. We've got the London game going on. We got Baltimore, Tennessee in the background. Hopefully, y'all are enjoying our weekly segments. I've got a couple people watching. I appreciate the support, everyone. I'm gonna go through some news and notes to start the game. We can give I'll give you updates on the Baltimore game. It looks like it's gonna be a Baltimore win. Ryan Tannehill just went in the medical tent or in the locker room for an ankle injury, so tough one for the Titans. And yeah, here we are. I'm here solo, so I appreciate the support coming through every single week. But I'm going to go through some news and notes to start. And as a reminder, we answer every single question. So thanks for tuning in. As per the Sleeper app, we have some actives: Elijah Mitchell, Robert Woods, T. Higgins, David Njoku, and Moali Cox active this week. One of the big storylines this week is going to be T. Higgins. Where do we place him? What to do with T. Higgins? Should you start him this week after these rib injuries? And for the most part, I think I will be throwing him back in the lineup, but there is some risk level involved as well. Same with rookie tight end Sam Laporta, expected to play with a calf injury. This one concerns me a little bit more. He's still a rookie, although he's been an absolute stud. It's really hard to determine how severe this injury is and really what to do with Sam Laporta. You might not have better options. Tight ends as a whole are a difficult position to decide on. So if you have Sam Laporta, even if he puts up a bad week, he's probably not going to kill you at the end. And really, we know him, and he's got touchdown upside, and he's a really special talent at that position. News about Anthony Richardson, strongly considering a season-ending surgery. That's bad news for Anthony Richardson and that team as a whole. So we'll see what happens with that. But Gardner Minshew was a very, very good backup for the Colts. Marquise Brown is expected to play. I'm not a huge Marquise Brown fan as it is, but I do understand that Dobbs is doing well, and I think Marquise Brown is a flex play this week as well. We did get some news this week. I mean, Justin Jefferson is on IR. Same with Devon Achane. So the issues is going to be, or the big questions this week are going to be KJ Osborne and going to be Jordan Addison. I will be starting those guys in most of my leagues. I do think KJ Osborne is in a really good spot against the Bears to play, and he should be a wide receiver 2 flex consideration in most leagues. So if you did spend a bunch of fab on him, I'm very comfortable starting him up. Thanks for everyone coming by. We have Austin, RG Human 83, Brian M coming in the chat. RG coming in early with the questions. I will get to his question very, very soon. But welcome in. Toss a like on the video. Support me. I'll try to grind through this morning. Starts it. We missed last week. We had Canadian Thanksgiving. And it was a nice week off, but hopefully we will have a good start sit session today. We'll be here every single week moving forward, hopefully with a co-host. So RG coming in. Good morning, guys. Question 1, full PPR projected to win. Pick 1, wide receiver in a flex. Pittman, Godwin, Palmer, and James Cook. Thanks for coming in early, my guy. We very much appreciate it. So 1 wide receiver to start. I think I'm going Godwin. I do like Godwin this week. I think in a full PPR league, Godwin presents a lot of floor and then obviously has the touchdown upside. My number 2 spot, it's between Pittman and James Cook for me. I think James Cook is a very reliable, good player. But the quarterback situation is the one basically in question for me. I do like the backup for the Colts. I'm not too worried about Pittman. I feel very comfortable with Pittman. If you need a bigger game, I think Pittman presents that, whereas James Cook is a floor play. Palmer, although he has opportunity with Mike Williams on AR, Palmer hasn't really done much. So he hasn't earned a start for me coming off their bye. I do understand the upside and because he's in such good offense, etc. But I'm going to start Pittman and Godwin. And then if you just need a floor play, RG, just go with James Cook. It's going to be a very solid play. I'm going to put, hopefully, let me know if the video and audio is good, everyone. I appreciate y'all for coming in. Question 2 for RG. Different pool, also full PPR, which is good to know. Thank you, everyone. Pick 2 running back from Ford, Hubbard, and Hall. I'm going to go with Hubbard and Hall on that one, my guy. So I'm pretty confident in Hubbard this week with Miles Sanders out. Hubbard, I think, is a very, very good start. And then Breece Hall, although it's a tough matchup, I do think that he has that big boom play upside. So I think Hubbard and Hall are very fine plays as well. Good morning, producer Scott. And he's got King Henry starting. He's had a couple big runs and then a touchdown, obviously, for Henry. It's tough because these morning games, I accidentally started Tajay Spears in a league. So hopefully y'all aren't in 12 leagues like I am and can manage them all well enough. But either way, it's still fun watching football on a Sunday morning. Brian coming in here. Ramondre Stevenson, Nico Collins, or Jonathan Taylor. I mean, the Jonathan Taylor, Zach Moss question is probably going to be one I've been getting on the YouTube comments, and it's going to be one that I'm going to struggle with, and it's hard to see what the Colts are going to do. I would be starting Jonathan Taylor from this list, Brian. So I do have confidence in Jonathan Taylor. I don't think that I don't have a ton of confidence. I don't know what they're going to do with Zach Moss right now. He performed very well in Taylor's absence, and Jonathan Taylor, they just gave a bunch of money to. So I expect them to be playing Jonathan Taylor more. I don't think it's going to take many more weeks for him to really get acclimated back to the league. So I'm playing Taylor, and with a decent amount of confidence. You got to follow the money and hope that he's going to be a solid piece here. Ooh, Malik Willis in. He's mobile. He's a pretty solid quarterback or rushing quarterback. I'm not sure how good of a passer he is, but I don't think the Tennessee Titans as a whole have a chance anymore, but we'll see here. I do want to, we're going to be catching up here really soon on the questions, so I can talk a little bit. I don't know what the Colts were doing. Let me know if there's any Colts fans in the chat here. So I don't know what they're going to do forward. I'm really excited to see. I'm going to be watching that game intently because I do think Jonathan Taylor, if he has another bad week, is going to be a solid trade for target. And if you do have Zach Moss and he has another pretty good game, gets in the end zone, if you can try to trade him away, I think this is the time because there will be a transition. That's a 70-30, 60-40 split. And we know that Taylor is an exceptional athlete. He got the money, and I think he's going to be a good guy moving forward. Austin, what is going on, man? Thanks for coming in every single week. I see a lot of familiar names here, and I very much appreciate y'all for coming in. Buckstar TV, good morning, my guy. Defense question. Okay, he's got the Bills and the Niners. Holy, that's a pretty nice problem to have. Both are going to be very good. Obviously, I think the Niners I would have as my number one, or pretty close to it, my number one defense. But honestly, the Bills with a backup quarterback against New York is also you're facing 2 backup quarterbacks. That's a good problem to have. Cleveland, I would say, have slightly more talent. Saquon Barkley is expected to be back this week. I'd probably play the Niners. I think the Niners are one of the best teams in football. Buffalo, although they're very good as well, I think you go with the Niners this week. It's very close. It's as close to a coin flip. You have the 2 best defenses. Look at the schedule going forward and check to see if they what the schedule is, because you could probably trade one of these defenses. I don't know offhand the Niners and Bills schedule, but I do think that you should try to move one of these elite or elite defenses. If you have a really deep bench, it's fine to keep them both. You're not going to have this tough decision with both really good matchups every single week. But if you can get a player with upside, a wide receiver with upside, a rookie, heck, get a Devon Achane. That kind of trade could potentially happen with Achane on AR. You have one of the elite defenses. Get a guy that's going to come back in now 4 weeks, and now you have an upside play. So I do think trading one of those defenses is a decent play. Austin coming in here. Breece Hall or Tyler Lockett at the flex, full PPR. We do need to. I did check the weather a little bit. We're starting to get into fall and cold weather times, so you need to keep an eye on weather, especially on the East Coast. In Cincinnati, there's supposed to be some bad weather. But I think that Tyler Lockett, especially with a questionable DK Metcalf, is a decent play. So I would be playing Tyler Lockett in a full PPR. Austin, I know that Breece is a upside play, but it's a really tough matchup this week against Philadelphia. And I'd be going with Tyler Lockett for a floor play. I mean, he's got this same play. We've seen it already this year as well. So looks like the Ravens are taking care of business. Thanks, everyone, for coming in. Toss a like on the video. I very much appreciate it. I'm here grinding on my own for another 40 minutes or so. Either way, it's going to be a lot of fun. AV is good. Bucks are also full PPR, Laporta or Kittle in League 1. Laporta or KJ Osborne at the flex in League 2. So I touched on it a little bit, Bucks are, about this injury for Sam Laporta. Calf injury. He is going to play. So I'd be going Kittle. Absolutely. After that big touchdown game, it's hard to go away from Kittle. You have a good problem here with two very good tight ends. Unfortunately, the rookie that I have in many leagues is the guy from Buffalo, Dalton Kincaid. He has a concussion. I'm not playing, or has a head injury anyways. I'm not playing Kincaid anywhere I am. But unfortunately, I bet on the wrong tight end, and you bet on the right one. So I'm playing Kittle over Laporta, and I'm playing KJ Osborne also over Laporta in League 2. I think KJ Osborne's in a really good spot. I prefer him over Jordan Addison this week. I just think the more catches will go his way. He is a veteran player, and I do think that he's going to be able to be a good performer this week. I love Addison as a talent. He's got a ton of upside, but I'm more confident in KJ Osborne to put up a good week this week than I am in Jordan Addison. Snap Army member Eric Zubert, Easy Daddy coming in. Appreciate you supporting every single week. And if you do want to be a part of Snap Army, press that join button. If you are, we did have a new member. I hope that that we can get him into the private group chat. We do have a private Discord channel for just Snap Army members. So send us a message, send us a tweet, send us Instagram, whatever it is. If you are part of the Snap Army, let us know and we can send you an invite to the Snap Army private Discord channel. Eric is coming up with a question. He's got Ayuk or Lockett this week. And it's the tough part about a guy like Brandon Ayuk is that the Niners are going to roll over the Browns and they might not be forced to pass that much. If you're a San Francisco owner of McCaffrey, Debo, Kittle, Ayuk, you want to have a competitive game. This happened to the Eagles last year where their defense was so good. They got up to a lead. And then you saw backups coming in at closer to halftime in the fourth quarter. So there's going to be more garbage time on behalf of the Cleveland Browns than there is the Niners. You have to rely on efficiency if you're hoping for Ayuk. And I do think he's a good player and a good start. The matchup is good enough. The Browns defense, although very stout, I don't think it's really much of a match for the 49ers. So Man, oh man. I think I would probably go with Ayuk by a little, but this does have to do with some of the weather we have in Cincinnati. So I would go Ayuk over Tyler Lockett, but it's very close. Not you're hoping for a bit of a shootout, or you're hoping for an early touchdown from Ayuk. Mac coming in. Thank you for coming by. I'm missing Mac's graphics. I'm putting together some makeshift graphics here, but I still appreciate him. He is entertaining the in-laws. I hope that Mac is back next week for the start sit. I do appreciate his company all the time. Snap, Army, Eric. GBP, Godwin or Osborne, full PPR. This one's absolutely closer. I've been telling everyone I have a confidence in Osborne, but I do have more confidence in Chris Godwin, I believe, over KJ this week. So this is the Tampa Bay, although the Detroit defense is very good. Very good. I do think that this presents an opportunity for the Tampa Bay Bucks to be passing the ball more. And I do think that Chris Godwin will be getting a ton of targets because it's a full PPR league as well. GBP, I'm going Godwin over Osborne. There's a world, although I have confidence in him this week, there's a chance where Jordan Addison gets most of the work. Kind of hoping for that, actually. But I'm going Godwin this week over Osborne. But it's closer than it probably should be. Lane Mart, thanks for coming by. I don't recognize your name, so I'm happy you found us. As a reminder, we do answer every single question. Toss a like on the video. We have only 9 people watching. That's what happens when you take a week off. You have less people coming through. Either way, I'm going to come hang out and stay till 1 o'clock no matter what. And it should be a very fine day no matter what. So either way, start one. Hubbard, Cooper, Ford, or Palmer. And Lane Mart, I'm going to go with Chubba Hubbard. I think it's what's nice when you have a co-host, you have someone that can give arguments for the other side. But I do think that Hubbard has a really good opportunity. Cooper and Ford, it's a really tough matchup. It could be some garbage time performance. Cooper, I think, is a high risk with the backup quarterback. Ford, although he is the lead back for Cleveland, does have, there's another week now that there's a chance for more opportunities to split the work. So, and Palmer, he's had opportunities before with injuries to Mike Williams, to Keenan Allen, and hasn't really done much. Gets in the end zone occasionally, but mostly with the other guys playing. So I'm going to go Chubba Hubbard with Miles Sanders out. I think it's a pretty good opportunity. My second option there, if you don't like that one, is going to be Amari Cooper, because there's still going to be upside. It's going to be lots of garbage time. It's going to be a third, fourth quarter push for Cooper to get some yards and potentially a touchdown. But Hubbard 1, Cooper 2, and good luck, my guy. Thank you for coming by. Toss a like on the video or stick around. I need more questions to get answered here. I'm already caught up. Brandon, always coming through. Appreciate you. You have Goddard or Kittle. And you have 2 really good options. I don't, and both of them have very good matchups. The Niners have a slightly tougher matchup against Cleveland, obviously, where Dallas Goedert against the Jets. It's a good defense, but I think it's going to be it's slightly better, I believe. So, oh boy, this is a tough one. They both came off really good games last week. So you have 2 really good options. Brandon, I would start Goddard. Coin flip. What to do? Not sure. I'm going to go Goddard. I have him in more leagues. So it's a really tough one, Brandon. I think what you should do, if you get this week wrong and you start Goddard and Kittle goes off for another 3 touchdowns, or the other way around, I would be looking to shop one of these guys. Target a team with a lower ranked tight end. If Waller has another bad game, if someone picked up Logan Thomas thinking they can start him every week, if he has a bad game, Kyle Pitts doesn't perform against Washington, you should be targeting those teams and seeing if you can get one of your guys one year elite tight ends and get a solid wide receiver or running back, depending on your team needs. Heck, even a quarterback. So if you're rolling out a Kirk Cousins each week, and you're the guy with Kyle Pitts has a bad or has a good quarterback, bad tight end, you can try to get. Oh my goodness, Justin, my guy. You can get an upgrade at the quarterback position because these onesie positions are so valuable. It gives you a positional advantage and should be good. We have a supporter coming through, makes the grind worth it every single week. This is on my own coming through. $20, my guy Justin. I couldn't be more grateful for you. The grind is worth it for the community, for guys like Justin, JBP coming in, Brandon Phillips, Snap Army, Griffin coming in, Easy, Mac, producer Scott, everyone. Appreciate y'all. We're coming out here grinding with 9 people watching. When there's bigger channels going with a lot more viewers. But thanks for doing the show every Sunday. Nice way to kick off every day. Another Laporta question for you. Sam or Goddard in full PPR? Cheers. Justin, I want to go to as much detail as I can. We know that Goddard has had a tough start to the year, and you've probably been starting Sam Laporta every single week and been very confident with that. I don't blame you. But with the injury to Laporta, this calf injury does present that risk level, right? It's playing limited snaps. It's, being a bit of a decoy. It's not running at full capacity for Sam Laporta. So I do think that this is the opportunity. You have a really good other option. You have Dallas Goedert against the Jets. I think Goddard should be a top 5 consideration this week, especially after him getting very involved last week. Now, it might just be the Eagles can get anyone involved. This could be a Devonta Smith week after it's been A.J. Brown, Dallas Goedert, and Devonta Smith involved because he's been a disappointment lately. They're switching they're kind of rotating weeks. If that's the case, I mean, it's hard to project that, guys. It's hard to project them just deciding who wants to get the football this week. So I would start Dallas Goedert because of the injury. If Sam Laporta wasn't injured, if you have confidence that Laporta is going to be a full go and a difference maker like normal, absolutely go Laporta. Against Tampa Bay, it's a better matchup, should be more competitive as a whole, where Philadelphia should run over the Jets, unfortunately. So if you believe that Laporta is going to be a full go and that he wouldn't be playing if he wasn't fully healthy, go Sam Laporta. But if you want to get the risk level out of it and have I think Dallas Goedert's floor is probably 7.2 fantasy points is Goddard's floor. And then there's touchdown upside. So I'm projecting him to have about a 14 to 15 point game, depending on your touchdown scoring league settings. So I would go Goddard, but if you need a huge upside play, multiple touchdown game, I'm going to go with Laporta. But that's the risk level you're going to have to be comfortable taking, Justin. But either way, very much appreciate the support. A little bit of money means a lot to us. And we're here every single week grinding to help you make the right decisions you can. Yeah, thanks, guys. Appreciate it. So love the show. Thank you. Brandon asking another question here. Full PPR. Which 2 players would you sit? Mike Evans, Waddle, Nico Collins, James Cook, or Breeze? I'm playing the last undefeated team. So Brandon, looks like you're expected to lose this game, which is unfortunate. But I would be starting Mike Evans and Jalen Waddle here. So that presents it for you. Mike Evans is coming off the hamstring injury, but I do think he's expected to play. Or he is expected to play. I hope he's not limited, but I still think he presents the most upside for you. And same with Waddle. This might be just a Waddle game. The Dolphins can do the similar things to the Eagles and just rotate who's going to get most involved. They kind of did that last week again with Waddle, forcing him the football, getting him that touchdown. But I like Waddle a lot, and I think he's going to be a good play. He's a trade for target. If he has a bad game, I'll be doing a video about Waddle this week and how I want to trade for him. So there we go. Griffin, Snap Army member Griff, my guy. Good morning. Out running errands with a significant other today, so I can't stay, but good luck today, everyone, unless we are playing each other. The chances of you playing Griffin are high because he's in about 100 leagues. So either way, Griff, I thanks for coming by, stopping in, tossing a like on the video, and saying hello. Ooh, lane marts. I appreciate these questions because it lets me kill more time. And so the games I'm really looking forward to, let's see here. I'm going to bring up the schedule in case I forget anything. So, I mean, Vikings Bears is going to be a fun one. I can't wait to watch Jordan Addison. And I mean, on the other side, we have Justin Fields. I think it's going to be a really good game. Same with the Seahawks Bengals. I don't know if the weather is going to be any good, but I want to see Ken Walker coming back and T. Higgins, see how healthy he is. I think those 2 1:00 games are going to be on the big screens for me. The Vikings, there's been rumors that they're going to trade Kirk Cousins. It sounds like they're not going to. He's not going to waive his no trade clause. I kind of wish they did. And there's some good opportunities like in Atlanta. How good Falcons be if they had Kirk Cousins? You had Drake London and obviously Bijan Robinson, Kyle Pitts. All these players would now be fantasy relevant and be elite options, where now they're fringe starters. You don't want to start anyone. I'd be reversing course completely. And unfortunately, Justin Jefferson going down really hurts the Vikings. But that game I'm excited to watch, mainly Jordan Addison. And then the Seahawks, Bengals at the 1:00 games is what I'm looking forward to. The afternoon games, Lions, Bucks, I'm looking forward to that game as well. Eagles, Jets, because I have a lot of Eagles and Jets. I have Garrett Wilson. I want him to play well. And I mean, Dallas Goedert, like you guys are already asking a bunch of questions about Dallas Goedert. Excited for that one. And then tomorrow, the Monday night game, the Cowboys Chargers should be a lot of fun as well. So those specific games, I gave you a few there, Lane. So those are ones I'm looking forward to. But I consider myself just a fantasy fan. I'll watch any game, especially if I have a player. And I've got 12 leagues, so there's lots of games. Even the worst games, there's still fantasy implications for me. GBP sat Tucker and started Aubrey for the Cowboys. Hope I don't regret it. Tucker has been bad lately, and yeah, it's a tough one. I mean, it's hard to. I never. Unless it's a weather game, I just try to roll with the kicker I have, and I'd never be sitting Justin Tucker, unfortunately. But I hope Aubrey's good too. Should be a good game, high scoring game for the Cowboys Chargers. The thing you're hoping for is that the Cowboys are so far behind that they stop kicking field goals and going for it on 4th down. So that's kind of what you're trying to avoid, GBP, in that game script. Good morning. The Drum Master coming in. Thanks for coming by. Your name comes up all the time. I appreciate y'all coming through. I'm going to turn off my game so I have better internet connection. Jerome Ford or Salvin Ahmed in a half-point PPR league. I am not ready to start Ahmed in this game. So I will be starting Jerome Ford. It's a great matchup against the Panthers, but I just don't know. I think it's going to be a Raheem Mostert game. I know Jeff Wilson, I think, is out this week, and Ahmed should be a consideration, but I don't know how much work he's going to get. You're hoping on efficiency. Low carries and efficiency is kind of what you're hoping for in that scenario. So I'm going to start Jerome Ford and hope that he still has most of the work against the Niners. I know it's a tough matchup, but you're hoping for basically a goal line dive, Drum Master. So I just don't feel honestly, the upside is with Ahmed against the Panthers. Absolutely. It's the complete opposite game script. It's the huge favorite to get out to a lead, and Ahmed gets the work. And Jerome Ford, he's going to be the back leader. He's going to have the backfield majority, Jerome Ford, but it's a tougher matchup. It's going to be low yards per carry, etc. So really tough one. I don't know. It's I'm talking myself out of Jerome Ford and talking myself into Ahmed the more I talk about it. Drum Master has another question, my guy. All right. Start Laporta or Evan Ingram. And that's also a tough one. I had a similar question earlier with Laporta or Kittle or Goddard. And I think Ingram, I think you still need to start against Indianapolis. Ingram against Indianapolis is a good matchup, but either way, I think you need to start Ingram in case Laporta is more limited than we want, and that's going to be the biggest determination. Like if Laporta is fully healthy, if Drum Master, you believe that Laporta is a full go, start him over Ingram because he's been better. He has upside. It's a good offense. There's a limited status with Amon-Ra St. Brown. Jahmyr Gibbs is out. So Laporta, if healthy, should see a lot of targets. The only risk level is if his calf injury is worse than we expect. And he's going to be limited and more of a decoy. Maybe stays back to block more. I mean, he's not a blocking tight end. He's a move tight end. But I think Ingram presents enough floor and ceiling for you to just start Ingram, start the healthy player with a decent bit of confidence. Cat Pajamas coming through. Thank you for coming by. He's a super flex question. So we could start anyone in that position, including a quarterback, and he's got PJ Walker or KJ Osborne. I mean, most of the time you are going to be starting a quarterback over a position, a wide receiver or running back, a tight end. But I mean, PJ Walker coming back against the Browns is a super tough spot to be in. So I probably, there's a chance that Osborne outscores him, but you need a touchdown, right? And it's a good matchup against the Bears. I have a good amount of confidence in KJ Osborne this week. I do think he outscores Addison, although I'm not hoping that's the case. I do think that you're going to make the wrong decision here, Cats. It's almost too close. I'm going to go PJ Walker. He's going to be able to run a little bit. I think they do score a touchdown. It might be in garbage time, but I think they do score. And that lends himself to being better than KJ Osborne. But if because you're asking this question, you're leaning KJ, man, just go with KJ. I don't blame you at all if you just go with the wide receiver in a very plus matchup with Justin Jefferson on IR. So Cats, my rankings would say PJ, but my heart says KJ. Great question, though, my guy. So thanks for coming in. I appreciate the support, as always. Oh, which two would you sit, not start? Okay, so I'm sitting. Okay, sorry, Brandon. I misread your question. I'm probably sitting. You have Nico. I'm probably sitting Nico, even though Tank Dell is out against the Saints. Saints are a pretty good defense. I'm going to sit Nico, and I'll probably sit Breece Hall. James Cook is in a plus matchup this week. Breece is in not a very good matchup against the Eagles. But so I think Bills play the Giants, so I think I'm starting James Cook. It doesn't feel good, Brandon. It doesn't feel good at all. Like I'm starting Evans and Waddle with confidence, and then to me it's a coin flip between James Cook and Breece. I'm still not really a Nico Collins believer. Maybe I need to be, especially with Tank Dell injured. So I think it's going to be a tough one there. So, I was just told by producer Scott that there's a big catch and run by Tajay Spears. I accidentally started him in a league, so that at least gets him out of the basement for me. Brandon is also asking how my fantasy teams are doing. So they're doing okay as a whole. I mean, I'm in 12, so there's some that are doing better than others. I'm in a big 16-team league with producer Scott. That team is doing okay. I'm facing the first place team this week. There's always a chance, but as a whole, they're doing pretty good. I don't have any. I have some dynasty leagues that I'm rebuilding, and those are basement dwelling teams. But that's almost like a nice relief when you're rebuilding in dynasty. You know, it's selling your elite old players like the Derrick Henrys of the world and the Devontae Adams of the world. It's nice to hit that rebuild button and just get some young talent and buy it like a Chris Olave, who I have another question about him next. try to really attack those guys. Get the Jordan Addisons, the JSNs of the world that aren't performing, and then who cares if you lose? And then you get a top pick. Next year's draft is supposed to be really good. So trade for picks and players. That makes it fun if you have a lot of leagues, especially. You don't have to worry and don't have to sweat the wins so much. Nova AW, thanks for coming in. I appreciate the support. Start Chris Olave with Derek Carr back. I put Chris Olave in the title today because I do think that Chris Olave is a very good start, especially against the Texans. Derek Carr is back and healthy, so I do think Chris Olave should be a consideration for a top. He's a top 15 option for me this week. I think Chris Olave is a great start. He's really talented, and it should be good for Chris Olave. So start him with some confidence, and I do think that he's going to be a very good start. Drum Master, he's recommended to many friends. So thanks. I appreciate the recommendations. That really helps out the show. We put out chat or videos all week. The what to do with segments have been kind of our niche target market, where I go in and answer every single comment. If you have questions about trades or anything, that's the best place to get a hold of us. So jump in our channel and comment on our videos. All right. Scotty said about Tajay Spears. Drum Masters worried about the Dolphins have shown that they use 2 RBs. If he's an opponent, they will want to make Mostert out to avoid injury. Let's see what happens. Also, Ford has a tough matchup. Yep, I get it, man. Totally. Sure, throw Ahmed in and sit down for it. I don't blame you at all, man. Give it a shot, and hopefully Ahmed is fully healthy and a full go. That's kind of what we're hoping. Like you said, that game script could lend to your projection being accurate. That's likely what could happen, and it's a very likely scenario. Boy, War, thanks for coming by, War. Chubba or Ramondre for a running back 2 spot, and Ramondre or Addison in the flex. Or Amon-Ra, or Addison for the flex. Both half PPR leagues. The Ramondre one is tough because I do think that Ramondre has a bounce back game against the Raiders this week, but he's been so bad and the Patriots have been so bad that it's hard to project that to happen. It's more like a fantasy wishing that Ramondre has a big bounce back game. I like the matchup. And Chubba Hubbard against Miami. The Miami defense hasn't been great, but Chubba has been pretty solid. And even when Miles Sanders has been in, he looks like the better running back. So I would have Ramondre in by a little bit, but I think, man, oh man, it's a tough one, War. It's a tough one. I think I go Ramondre, but if you're sick and tired of starting Ramondre Stevenson, I don't blame you at all. I think Chubba Hubbard's in a very good spot. So, yeah, start Chubba. Start Chubba, man. I think he's going to be just fine. Good safe floor, and we know that Ramondre Stevenson does not have a safe floor, and despite me thinking that he has a good week this week. One more question. Oh, your other one was Amon-Ra or Addison. I think it's Amon-Ra. He's been banged up and a little hurt, but I think you got to start him against the Bucs. Bucs don't have a very good defense, and the Lions could be absolutely elite. So I think Amon-Ra is a very good start. Addison, I'm worried about him because I have him and I want him to do well. I really am hoping that Addison shows that he's a first-round talent and a really good substitute now that Justin Jefferson is on IR. I'm hoping for Addison, but if I had better options, I'd put him on my bench just to see what kind of target share that he earns in a pretty good matchup against the Bears. So, yeah, Amon-Ra. He also has a Lockett and Drake London. But so I'm going to go Lockett. I think Lockett's going to be in a good spot here, especially with DK Metcalf being limited and injured this week. He is playing, but Lockett's in a good spot. The weather situation in Cincinnati is the really only thing that I'm concerned about. But I don't want to start Drake London anywhere I can. It's a low volume offense. I don't think that Desmond Ridder has another 300-point or yard game against Washington this week. So I'm going to go with Lockett and then Amon-Ra versus Addison. So, all right, guys, we are all up to date on questions as far as I see. 20 minutes left. I'm going to stick around for another 5 or 10 minutes. If there's no more questions, I'm going to really worry about my my fantasy games. So I don't really have a ton of top start sit decisions, really. But I'm going to go through. I'm going to have a sip of coffee, hang out. What's the game at? What is the game at right now? Let's see here. Gridiron. Oh, I'm facing up against Flowers and Andrews, and I'm facing against Flowers in another league with Scotty. So that's not great. Andrews had a decent game. 69 yards. Nice. It's 24-16 for the Ravens. And let's see, it's one of everything league. Who do I got? Tajay doing all right. It's a DST league or defensive position league. So I got Patrick Queen with 10 points, 1 sack, 9 tackles. Love that. 7 solo tackles. Oh, the final is in 24-16 for the Ravens. All right, guys. I think that's probably it for me. As much as I want to stick around and hang out, if I have no more questions, I'm gonna hit that end button. I appreciate everyone coming through. I very much like the support. We got, my buddy War, Drum Master, Nova, who I haven't seen before, Brandon coming in. I'm here grinding on my own. Appreciate everyone coming through. And hopefully next week we have Mac back or producer Scott in here, and we're busy right till the very end. A couple of weeks ago, Mac and I couldn't even answer every question. We had so many. So we're here every single week. Thanks again, Justin, for the super chat. I wish you the best of luck. Go Lions. Absolute go Lions against the Bucks. Heck yeah. I love to see the Lions succeed. Producer Scott, good luck, everyone. Thanks, War, for coming in. And stay tuned on the channel. We'll be putting out what to do with videos all week. And if you have suggestions or questions, go on a video and make some suggestions on what to do with blank. All right, guys, we will see you next time.